$200,000 for my education. So that included undergrad and law school. But it was $198,876.01 if we're being exact. And currently I've paid that exact same amount back. $198,876.01. I really wish that meant that I was just done paying off my student loans, but unfortunately not all that money's gone straight towards principal. It's also had to cover interest that's been accrued.
You're telling me I owe the government $31,000 to go to college, but I can't pay that because college didn't even get me a job. It literally didn't get me a job. So I owe $31,000 and I don't have a job.
Anyway, I'm unemployed by choice. I'm on a job hunt, and I actually have been offered 3 jobs. 3. And I declined because when you get into these interviews, you realize that these jobs need you way more than you need them. Or am I crazy? Like, you're telling me you want me to do all that work for $16 an hour and I have a degree? You're crazy. You're crazy. $16 an hour is minimum wage in New York. So just because the minimum wage here is $7 an hour, you can't play with me like that. But I had a really good job interview today, and I'm honestly excited about this job, and I really hope I get it. It's going to be a dual position that they made up for me, and it'll be a new experience for me. I did get a degree in art and design, but I have experience in communications, and I'm also getting a marketing certification right now. And so the role for this job will be marketing, and then for 10 hours or 15 hours a week, I'll be doing sales. So I hope I get it. I'm excited for it because it's at like a place I just actually want to work for, and I don't have to dress up every day. I hate dressing up every day, and at this place I get to wear athletic clothes. I hope I get it. I have my 3rd interview with them. She's scheduling it with the owners, so I'm excited. I also have a 3rd interview with another place that I'm gonna have to tell them I decline because I don't want to work for them. I didn't want to work for them this whole time. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. But this feels exciting, so I wish myself luck.
My student loan payment is due today for this much, which means that I'm gonna go down from the 6 figures. Okay, I think my payment might have hit. Yes! Okay, so it's finally below 6 figures. Slay. And then I'll probably make like a $2,000 extra payment, which will hopefully go towards the principal here within like the next day or so. Okay, so with my current plan, this is when I'll have it paid off. But I'm trying to speed that up, so let's see how this number changes.
I'm still getting so many comments on that silly, stupid little TikTok I posted thinking that magically my student loans were gone. So this is another PSA. If you have Nelnet loans or federal student loans through Nelnet and you log in and it also looks like they're gone, go to My Documents, the tab at the top, go to Documents, go to Inbox, then look in your letters because I found my letter that said it was transferred. And I found that pretty quickly after I posted my video. And I tried to post a follow-up video to let people know that it wasn't real. But no one's really seeing that TikTok. So if you saw any of my other TikToks, please go check. If you have a Nelnet account, go check to see if you also got the letter and that it was too good to be true. So have fun paying them off. Yay.
This is going to be my 1-year update as an unemployed postgraduate. It honestly doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it has, and it's gone by in a blur. And I remember once I graduated, things drastically changed, obviously, because I was broke. I had to move back to my hometown, even though I really didn't want to do that, but I wasn't even really like working other than doing like this little remote internship I had been doing like my last semester of college, and then that ended, and then I was really broke. I was babysitting part-time, not very consistently. I remember my goal was to get a full-time job by the time August came around, or like end of August, because that was going to be like the end of the summer, obviously. And then I didn't get a full-time job. I didn't get any offers. So my only resort was really to get a part-time job so I could make some money. Throughout the fall months, I was basically, still babysitting. I had a part-time job at an art gallery. I was doing 2 remote internships. Nothing was really fulfilling though. And then eventually I decided to apply to graduate school, which I've already spoke about briefly, that I applied back to Florida State. That's where I got my bachelor's from. And I was really indecisive about whether I was making the right decision or not. I really wanted to go out of state to Boston University or NYU, but also didn't really want to take out loans. So going back to FSU was definitely like my best bet. I remember I applied right when I stopped applying to full-time jobs, like right in the beginning of September, that I was so burnt out from applying to hundreds of companies and then getting some interview offers and then really devoting my time to practicing what I would say for these interviews. I did a lot of interview prep, and I think some interviews I did better than others, but obviously I did get an offer either way. Like I said a bit earlier, I didn't know if graduate school is the best thing for me, but I realized that it is. So my classes are starting in August and I'm thrilled. I think that going back to graduate school will help me build the connections that I need. I'm already in the works for an internship where I'm going to be doing something affiliated with nightlife, and I'm so stoked. I don't want to say much yet, but I do see myself like in the long run working for a big bar or big club, so this is like a really awesome first step. I'm starting to be happier again. My mental health was really bad like right after I graduated. Like a week after I graduated, I just became really sad and lonely, but finally things are getting better again, and I'm going back to my college town soon for the summer since I'm going to be working up there. And it's hard. It's really hard, especially when I was constantly like comparing myself to other people, not having a full-time job just like them, but I know that everyone's on their own path and it's all working out in divine timing. And if you're in the same boat as me, like just graduated, or you graduated a year ago and you still don't have a job, you're not alone. It's all working out. Like, don't give up. And as hard as it like is, like, it does genuinely get better.
You're unemployed and you're sad because you don't have a routine. I'm literally KB, and I've been unemployed for almost 2 years. I have an associate's degree in science, a bachelor's degree in communication and technology, and a master's in business, and I am unemployed. So I can say this from 2 years of experience. The very first year that I was unemployed, I was so sad. I cried at least twice a week. And now that I'm in my second year, or moving to my second year, I decided on September 1st that I was no longer going to be sad anymore. And I got myself a routine. Every single day I have plans. Every day. Every day I get up, I have to take my son to school. After I take my son to school, I go work out. After I work out, I stretch. After I stretch, I get myself ready for the day. And I'm not talking about a little bit ready where I put on some nice pair of PJs. No, I get myself completely ready. You see this? How I look? I've been looking like this since 9 o'clock this morning. Absolutely. After I do that, I told myself on September 1st, not only was I not going to be sad anymore, but I'm actually going to give myself a job. I am content creator. So after I do all of that, I make content. And if I'm not making content, I work on pet projects, because pet projects make me happy. They make me feel like I'm moving towards something. And if I don't work on pet projects, babe, I have like 5 or 6 certificates right now because I'm busy. I have stuff to do. After I get done working, then I go pick up my son. After I pick up my son, we go work out. And then after that, we get ready for bed. I developed a new skincare routine. And then I read before bed and I go to sleep like this. And I wake up and do it again. You are not sad. You don't have a routine. Get up, get a routine, and you're not going to be sad no more. Unemployment is only temporary, but you have to be ready for a job. So start acting like it. Yeah, hang in there.
According to new statistics, college graduates and non-college graduate men have the same unemployment rate. And it may be kind of confused because throughout our entire lives, we always heard that college was the key to success. But apparently, not anymore. An article written by Fortune says here, Gen Z men with college degrees now have the same unemployment rate as non-grads, a sign that the higher education payoff is dead. And apparently also by Financial Times, it says that young men with no degree has the same unemployment rate as men with degrees. And compare that to 2010, the rate was 15% right here for men without a degree and 7% for men with a degree. And obviously back then, white-collar work wasn't really offshored as much as blue-collar work because back then they would ship out blue-collar work to like Mexico, China for whatnot, and that was really a common occurrence for white-collar practice. And now we're seeing offshoring with white-collar work that we haven't seen before. And people are just pretty much aren't prepared for it because we never thought that this day would ever come. And the playing field is even, and spending tens of thousands of dollars for a degree is not even guaranteed a return anymore. And I think this revelation will cause people to reconsider going to college in entirety or probably switching to the trades to save money. Let me know what you guys think about this revelation.
I start college in August, obviously. Why did nobody tell me that you can still be in debt while going to community college? I went to community college to avoid debt and I'm still going to be in debt. So, with that being said, I will never be buying anything that I don't need ever again. Here's my coffee that I made today from home. Will never buy a coffee again. Just kidding, I'm lying. But, like, I can't just go around spending money anymore. Anyways, yeah, that's my thought of the day.
I love my patients. I love the people that I work with. I love medicine in general. I love the constant learning. I love who I am as a doctor. I love providing people value, helping enrich people's lives, education, all that stuff. I hate insurance companies that don't allow me to practice medicine the way that is better for patients. Like, my patients need a medication, I can't get it for them because of insurance. I hate hospital institutions who don't pay doctors what they're worth, and yet CEOs continue to have increased salaries, administration continues to have increased salaries, and doctors continue to have decreased pay with the increased amount in school loans. Not enough support staff, not enough nurses, not enough MAs, not enough supplies, not enough PPE. I do have job security. I have my education to fall back on. Would I have been able to do this in any other field? Possibly. I think I would have been just as happy being a teacher because that's a lot of what I do now. I educate my patients on healthy lifestyle habits. Would I be the same person without medical education or medical training? I don't know. And so that's the part that I'm just like, I love who I am now. I love the confidence that I have. I love the fact that I have knowledge in order to analyze data, to learn on my own so that I can think for myself and not rely on the opinions of others. I love that sense of autonomy. Is it worth $351,000 and feeling like I'm being crushed by the system and not being able to get out? I don't know. I can't give you a straight answer. I'm just crossing my fingers and someone hacks this whole thing and then my school loans disappear, manifesting. But yeah, I just got off work.
Having student loans has to be the most humbling experience I've ever had in my entire life. Because why, every time I check it, does the number barely change? Every time I check these loans, the numbers barely move. They barely move. And that is so incredibly frustrating because I pay double the minimum payment each month. And often I am paying even extra on top of that because I want to get out of debt. I do not want to be in debt forever. There's things I want to buy, and I don't want to have these huge, gigantic numbers looming over me forever. And it's like they just don't move. It's like that little guy with the fishing pole and the dollar bill, like, oh, you gotta be quicker than that. There has to be a better way to do this. This is ridiculous.
The student loans are getting smaller. The tooth gap is getting bigger. Last time I was at $97,001 and I paid $2,000 towards it extra and then I forgot to check. So I made that sound because it should have been $95,001, but interest has added $210 to it. But it's still better than $97,000. My monthly payment is $1,200. Someone had commented and said if I break that up into like weekly or bi-weekly payments, would that help with like interest and stuff? Does anyone know the answer to that? Like, am I able to put like $300 a week and would that help with the interest? Let me know, because I don't know how that would work really. And in the interest of keeping it real, this is the balance of my savings account. My next monthly payment is due September 13th. It's currently August 26th, so I might put like $1,000 extra into my student loan right now or shortly. But I also have a credit card bill due soon. I think my tooth surgery was $650, so I need to budget for that as well.
So, just out of curiosity, I like to look at jobs every once in a while just to see what's out there. And I went looking for jobs kind of relatively in the same career path as what I'm doing now. And everything requires 20 years of experience. Like, is entry level no longer a thing? Can you not get a job anymore if it's entry level? Like, I mean, hell, at this point, I feel like even McDonald's, you go to McDonald's, they're going to need 20 years of customer service experience. And then my thing is, it's not just that they want like customer service experience or like just something related to your field. Like, no, the job you're applying for, you have to already come in it having 20 years of experience. Like, I mean, back in the day, the worst thing was the whole like having a degree, but now, no, they want you already overqualified to apply for any jobs. Like, what are we doing?
A grocery haul as a post-grad with no full-time job. It's been like a month since I graduated. Graduated from BU with a bachelor's in computer science, and I have no full-time job. I am working part-time, but then I have rent and stuff, and so I've been trying to minimize all my expenses. In return, I've just been cheap as fuck. Total today was around $30. We have is bread, whole wheat bread, because I've been trying to eat healthier. I have milk, low-fat one, eggs. Let me just check that none of them are broken because they're good. We have a bunch of frozen stuff. Kung Pao chicken, mushroom medley because I love mushrooms, fire roasted bell peppers and onions, Asian style vegetables with stir fry sauce. I'm trying to eat healthier since I've been living off Dollar Tree frozen shit. Sweet cut white corn because I like to put this in my ramen. Last thing we have are crunchy curls. I got because they went viral like years ago. I could see how this could be addicting. There's not much flavor. It kind of just tastes like a salty peanuts packaging. Well, $30 and it'll last me like a week. So like if we do the mental math, would only be spending $120 on food a month, which is pretty good.
I was being nosy and listening to a couple of girls that work at my gym's conversation, and they were talking about how they've had all these job interviews, applied to all these jobs, can't get a job. Now they have to work at a gym. Literally everyone is in this predicament. It's so frustrating. Like everyone I talk to, they're having these interviews, sounds like it goes great, and they didn't get the job. Who are the companies hiring then? I have not heard one person say, wow, the interview went great, I got hired. Who are they hiring? Additionally, what are we doing? Serving burgers and bartending is really, really burning me out. I'm really sick of it. Do I money launder? Is that even profitable? I could not be a stripper. Pole dancing is so hard. I could never look graceful up there. I really don't know. What are we doing, guys? That isn't serving and bartending. How can I make some money? I've honestly had every random job in the world, so I feel like I could do anything, honestly.
I can't be the only one going through this right now. I graduated from IU with a psych degree, first mistake. I'm having the toughest time finding a job right now. I've submitted at least like 350 applications. It is a struggle out here. I do social media on the side. I also do dog walking, and then I submit claims on the Sparrow app, but like all of those together are still not enough to pay my rent and live comfortably and afford groceries. Like, if you have any advice, please comment down below.
I originally thought my husband owed $138,000 of student loan debt, but it's not $138,000. You know what it is? He has 21 separate loans. And so I've kind of listed them out and what balance I owe on, what we owe on each of them. And I want to tack them from the highest interest rate down. So the highest interest rate is 7.21%. It's like criminal for an 18-year-old to be able to take out a loan and you can never wipe it away. It's ridiculous, but whatever. We're gonna pay it off. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what choices were made before we met. I love that he has an education. I love that he's smart. So it doesn't matter. We're gonna pay it off. So the very first balance that I want to tackle is the current balance due is $8,696. So that's going to be our new target. I'm going to update the bio to say, you know, this loan is the one we're tackling first. What is the amount out of that of this 178? So one thing I've learned is that if you have a problem, just break it into smaller problems so that it's easier to solve. But yeah, we're going to get through this.
Today I'm trying something new. This is my last ditch effort. I am drowning in student debt. I have over $75,000 in student debt and I'm not even done with. How crazy is that? I decided, why not give it a try? So all I need to do is post at least 1 minute long videos. Those qualify for like a paycheck. This is episode 1 of trying to pay off my student loans. It would help a lot if you liked, comment, or shared this video. That would boost this video out to different FYPs. I'm hoping I can start paying off my student loan soon. Other than that, if there's any other content that you want to see, also put that in the comments. I do want to know what you guys want to look at and what content you want to see. Hopefully this is the start of something new, but I'll see you guys in the next one.